So here you go. We got the first sort through, pretty much making sure of anything that's just these are potentially eBay sales. I'm probably gonna knock down probably 10% of this out, but here you go, a whole bunch of stuff in boxes that is ready to list, and you know, comp and list. But you know, so there you go of that haul. And what I got is you know, about 6, let's call it 6 feet by probably 10. So yeah, of stuff. And then all this stuff is going to Goodwill right after I'm done recording this. So like all your fishing poles, I got like 1 or 2 that are actually potentially worth listing, but their fishing poles are a nightmare to ship. So if it's not going to make me money, you know, I screw around with it and they go to Goodwill. I do steal the reels off of them though if they're worth a dang. But like here, this ice fishing pole, not even worth messing with. Somebody will keep that. Anything like these, you got a set of whatever, but this is a nightmare to ship. It's like a $10 item. Goodwill. Maybe they can make like $2 off of somebody on that, you know. It doesn't have any chips or cracks or whatever. It's festive and all that, so whatever. Same thing with these. It's like maybe a $10 or $12 item tops, but it all costs like probably $12 to $15 to ship, so it's nice. But yeah, generic stuff, you know. Things like these. The candles are melted up in there. Not worth the time to screw around with. Maybe it's like a $30 item, but I gotta get all that wax out of there, and you know, it's kind of a nightmare. Some generic toys, not special toys. Actually, that one had a problem with the sound. It said a sticker on the bottom, so that goes. You know, tins, I already told you I don't play with tins. Shoes that weren't any good. You know, clothing that wasn't any good. Nothing special about the clothing. It was either not special or it wasn't, or it had like stains and such. Just not worth listing. Chair. I don't know if they're going to take the chair, but I don't want the chair. This thing looks great and all, but yeah, it's broke. So, you know, maybe it's worth something if it wasn't broke, but it's broke. So yeah, generics like dollar store Frosty and all that stuff. Once again, you throw in shipping costs and this stuff isn't worth anything. You know, so some generic pressed glass, it's not worth listing. It's gonna take forever to sell, and yeah, some things are worth it, some things ain't. Some pots, you know, more generic dollar store stuff. This thing's gonna be a nightmare to ship. It's just not worth it. I ain't gonna open up the boxes for you, but there's a lot of that stuff where it's just a nightmare to ship item. Actually, I think this one might have some cracks or something, but I don't know what they're going to use it for. Maybe they're not going to put water in it. Maybe they're going to actually just throw it in a corner. So that might be like a $3 Goodwill item, or it might, you know, whatever. If it's got a crack or a chip or anything like that, it goes to Goodwill, because those items, it really, unless it's super duper special, in which I can justify that, it goes right to Goodwill, because I don't even play around with that. Same thing with generic plates. If they have any kind of cracks or anything on them, they go, I don't even know what that is, but it's going to Goodwill. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's more of these display items that, you know, they're great and all. You got a whole set. Sure, somebody put some work into them, but whatever. I got some frisbees in there, whatever, you know. Just generic items that it's not even worth the time to list. Oh, there's some shoes. It's not even worth the time to list these things, you know. Here we go. More dollar store stuff. Probably about $30 store whatever plates. At like probably like $1 each times 12. With about $15 in shipping. Nobody's going to pay that. It's going to sit forever. Any kind of these sets, or whatever the hell you want to call them, stickers or pretty much anything that's like lighting, I'm not shipping out because it's like a $5 item and it's probably going to cost $10 to ship. It's not worth the money. Not worth the time either, because I don't want to have to worry about a return. More tins, any kind of Tupperware that's nothing special about it. Any kind of these baggies or whatever the heck you want to call them. Here's a coal, whatever. You know, not worth shipping out because it's huge. There's no way to break it down. Generic 1-800 flowers pots. Anything that says 1-800 flowers goes right, or anything like that goes right into the thing, because it cost them like $20 to, or like maybe $25 to get it to their house with flowers in it. So why the heck would they buy the vase for $20 after shipping? So it doesn't make any sense. Just stuff like that. You go through, you bring it all to Goodwill. My Goodwill is pretty understanding. I usually don't bring them a load this big. We're going to find out how much I can bring them at once. But yeah, I don't even know if they're going to take this table. They might, and they won't. If they don't, whatever, I'll find a use for it. I'll probably just scrap it, honestly. But like, you know, because I don't have room for it. I can't think of any reason I'd use it, but whatever. I will just throw it in scrap, and there you go. Yeah, tons of things where it just, if it doesn't meet what you need to do, bring it to Goodwill. They'll take it. They'll make like $2 on it. They're happy. You're happy. Whoever buys the item for probably, you know, like $5 instead of whatever. Let's call this $20 in the store to get this little table decor, I guess, like for some kind of decorative item. Maybe a table decor, or maybe a like living room decor, I don't know, something. You got your centerpiece and then you got your two ends. But yeah, stuff like that, just not worth it. Any kind of bakeware that's nasty, send it to Goodwill. You know, I don't even, like, sometimes I do have enough of them, but like sometimes I'll keep these to put bolts on when I'm working in the shop, because they keep everything kind of centered, and there you go. You can put like a towel down on a baking tray, and it'll keep all your bolts organized. But I got like so many of these at this point, it's not even worth it. Not even worth scrapping them either. Not even worth the time to scrap. So send it to Goodwill. It's gone. And yeah, all that stuff. But yeah. Anyway, shooting this little video for I shoot right uptown. I'm pretty much leaving after this and letting it upload as I pretty much drive down the road. And yeah, I mean, this puppy, this little cat thing was kind of cool. But its ears broke, so it's chipped. Anything that's chipped, it's not worth it. I mean, maybe they can find it somewhere, maybe they can't. It wasn't oddball, and I was back and forth on it. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a big item. It's going to cost a lot to ship, and they can probably find it somewhere else. So not worth. And they got to paint it and fire it and everything else. So whatever. Not worth it. It's one of those deals. There you go, though. You just go through it. Figure out all your items, and there you go. There's another slow cooker. You know, not worth it. Not worth playing around, because it's probably like a $10. There you go. There's your slow cooker. It's probably like a $10 item at wherever, you know, Walmart or wherever. It's like a $10 item, maybe a $20 tops. By the time I list it for, let's just say, $12 plus probably $12.50 in shipping. Just looking at the box, it's probably $12.50. It probably weighs like 2 or 3 pounds, maybe even $15 in shipping. You know, I'm above your new price. You know, why the heck would anybody pay that? Versus they go to Goodwill and they buy it for $8. You know, because they got it for free and they get it for $8. Still makes sense. You know, still might have some life to somebody. You know, at $8 versus going to the brand new store and buying it for $20. But yeah, there you go. Stuff like that, you know. And who knows? Maybe somebody needs a lid of that. Maybe somebody needs a thing of that. And they buy it at Goodwill for whatever. Maybe it ends up in the bins for $1, and somebody needs the lid at the bins, you know. And after the bins, it goes right to the whatever. But that might survive it to the bins being in a box. But you know, this puppy, no. That as soon as that thing falls off the truck, it's getting shattered. But it is what it is. I'm not playing around with it. Whatever seat, no thanks. Not even worth selling it on whatever, because it has a big old rip in it. Am I gonna screw around with trying to sell that? No. I don't even think of any reason I could possibly use that around here. So it's probably vintage. I don't care. Get rid of it. So anything like that, you just, you know, sell it in the I got some Christmas. I got some big Christmas bulbs in there. I can't even show them to you because I'm not, like I'm saying, I'm leaving right after this, so I don't want to open up all these boxes. But there you go. I mean, anything like that, any freaking baskets, that is a local only sale. Baskets take huge boxes. They weigh nothing, but they take huge boxes. They're fragile. They are, and they usually don't sell for much. You know, they almost never sell for much. No matter how much crafting goes into it, almost any basket's like 10 to maybe 30 tops. But then you're going to have probably $15, $20 in shipping on there. So that's a local item all day long. Any kind of weaved basket or anything like that, that's a local item only, and it goes to Goodwill. Maybe somebody will buy it at Goodwill for $2, you know? Something like that. It'll get discounted, trust me. And that's got the Halloween thing, so they can probably clean it up and throw some Halloween candy in there and have a thing where they use it for a season, and then it'll probably go back to Goodwill and they'll sell it again for probably $2 or $3. Maybe they'll throw something else in there. Maybe they'll throw some Christmas cloth inside, and now you got a Christmas basket. But that's a Goodwill item, because I'm not screwing around selling any of this locally, and that's the only way I see it selling is if you take the shipping out of the equation. Yeah, so there you go. Super short update, super short video, because these things have been stupid long. But yeah, here's kind of what you're looking at when you play around with this. Is a lot of this stuff goes right to Goodwill, and you know, and it's kind of sketchy sitting in here. I just take a back road. I'll be going like maybe 40 miles an hour tops, and make sure just nothing flies out the back. But that's what it is. You just kind of play around with it, and there you go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I mean, just screw around, playing around with this. But yeah, good items, whole bunch of good items where I still have to list, and then just Goodwill items, you know. So like I'm saying, that's probably a let's call it 60-40 of actual item numbers. So it's about 60% I kept and about 40% listings. Let's go with listings of actual about 40%, where it doesn't make any sense to list these, so they go. So it wasn't a great haul this time. I didn't, but that's what it is. I mean, I'm looking at numbers like in value. Once again, something like that centerpiece set, the 3-piece centerpiece set, just not worth the time. So you got to factor all that stuff. That being said, you do get a lot of stuff that you normally wouldn't buy, like all these reels. If I had to buy those by the piece, it'd probably be like $5 per piece. Pretty sure I got like maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got $5 for all that in cost of goods. And taking a gamble, maybe one of those reels will sell for $30-40, you know. And you know, maybe I'll end up throwing a reel out. Maybe I'll end up throwing this reel that's missing the handle away, you know, but the rest of them are pretty good. Who knows? One of those deals where you got to go to the next stage where I actually comp this stuff and figure out what's throwaway and what's not. But saying, for like $5 invested, if one of those are good, I'm good. And it's one of those deals where I also got a poles and I also got a couple other things right there hiding in the back. But yeah, I got a pole with a reel on it, and it's like vintage, and that was in the same $5 pile. So I'm playing the game where if I can make some money on it, I will. Little stuff like this, you know, where I mean, if you can sell that, who knows? Then you got stuff like this egg basket where I still haven't figured it out. But worst case, you know, you find out it's worth nothing and you throw it in the Goodwill pile for the next time around. You know, but playing around with all that. So, yeah. See you guys.